Good morning. What's for breakfast? What's for Cowboys breakfast? Let's go with watermelon and Whataburger. Mike Fisher reporting from Dallas. We are hosting once again with Sean Sharif on 105.3 The Fan, 5:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. And we'll touch on some of the topics today on the Cowboy station that we'll touch on here. I teased last night while we were on our Frisco walk that we need to get into the details of the watermelons and the Whataburger. The watermelon story you know from before the Minnesota game and then after the Minnesota game. A story that a coach can only tell or only let out of the bag if he wins, because you look really stupid if the announcers and the media is talking about, boy, they gave a great pep talk on Saturday night in Minnesota. McCarthy had guys come up with a sledgehammer and smash watermelons like the 80s comedian Gallagher. And then the Cowboys lost 40-0. So what a motivator that McCarthy is. You can't do it that way. The cat only gets out of the bag if you win. So the Cowboys did the watermelon again on Saturday night before the all-important, or at least you hope going into Week 17, it still is rendered important, win over the Eagles, 37-17, 14-3 to start the game, and a lot of people were calling for the heads of Mike Nolan and others. At that time, you got to let the cake bake. Speaking of food, cakes, watermelon, and Whataburger. So they smashed the watermelons again on Saturday night, big team meeting. Coach calls up the three captains for the upcoming game. Amari Cooper, one of the captains. Tyrone Crawford, who, as we've reported here, is privately considering retirement. He gets to be one of the captains, too. And they take the sledgehammer and they smash the watermelons. And, of course, the point of this exercise is goals. We're going to smash this goal. Here, Tyrone Crawford, smash the goal with a sledgehammer, and then the goal is the watermelon. So they win the game, and they stay alive. And then after the game, the watermelon smash is revealed, and a bunch of guys talked about it. Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper. Gallup said, yeah, it was great. It motivates us. It's a lot of fun. The only thing that was weird is...
Yeah, headphones in there? Yeah, cool.
The only thing that was weird is McCarthy put candy into the watermelon. Candy with wrappers on it? Candy without the wrappers? And he said nobody ate the candy. I don't blame him. And then Amari said, we're football players. We like to smash things, which makes perfect sense. So that's the watermelon part of the story. And because it's happened a couple times now, I think Cowboys Nation understands it just fine. What in the world is the Whataburger? So this summer, when McCarthy was talking to the media, he used the phrase, "double." You like to get a double-double. What is that? Well, what he was talking about then, and I'm not sure any of us quite got it, I'm not sure he went into much detail on it, a team that scores to close the first half and then gets the ball again to start the second half and scores again. So it's back-to-back possessions with scores, maybe even back-to-back plays with scores that happen at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. And the momentum that you get from that, that's 14 quick points in the span of no time. Score to end the first half, score to begin the second half, double-double. And so McCarthy, having referenced that back in August, notes that in this game over the Eagles, this win over the Eagles, the Cowboys scored to end the first half. That was Michael Gallup, right? And then scored to begin the second half with C.D. Lamb, if I'm remembering right. Okay, and now McCarthy, because now he's a true Texan, instead of just a double-double, he refers to it now as a Whataburger double with cheese. And I think most people by now realize, first of all, Whataburger is a very pride of Texas kind of thing around here. If you're not from around here, you'll eventually figure it out. if you are from around here, you swear by it. Now, Whataburger is not an official sponsor of this program, but it does so happen that Whataburger is an official sponsor of your Dallas Cowboys. So McCarthy was not only sounding like a Texan by renaming it the Whataburger Double with cheese, but he also was very on brand. Lord knows that the Cowboys love their sponsors. Everything's got to be sponsored. So yes, why wouldn't a touchdown and then another touchdown sandwiched with halftime in the middle, why wouldn't that be sponsored by Coach Mike McCarthy and Whataburger? By the way, on Twitter at Fish Sports, Whataburger doesn't sponsor me, but Whataburger does follow me. So I appreciate that. Feel free at Whataburger to retweet all our work. In fact, I might have to tag Whataburger in this, and we'll see if I can get you a free double-double with cheese, free Whataburger double with cheese. So that's the motivation on Saturday night, and the watermelon, and it worked. And then comes the motivation and momentum coming from the double-double. I don't know exactly how you map that out, how you plan that. Boy, if you could, the offense would be so much easier, wouldn't it? Winning would be so much easier, wouldn't it? But the Cowboys get their double-double, and they get it in Whataburger style, and they get it with cheese. They now move on to a preparation for Wednesday, when the game plan will be installed, and then the beginning of it to be executed. They will go through the plays they like. The offensive coaching staff, along with the quarterback, Andy Dalton, will go through. So I like that one. That one works for me. Let's try that one again Thursday. And very shortly, they will be full and ready to go to the Giants at New York, see if they can get their noon Central Time win combined with Philadelphia upsetting Washington. And I say upsetting, I know that at least as of yesterday, Philadelphia was favored, but now start looking at the details here. Why is Philadelphia going to play hard in that game? They have the, I think, number 6 slot in the Tankathon. What's their motivation for moving out of the 6th slot? They are the only team in the NFC East that's out of it. So the Giants have a reason to play and win. If they win and the Washington-Philadelphia game goes the right way for them, they win the division. Cowboys, same thing. Cowboys beat the Giants and then get Washington to lose in a game that's been flexed to Sunday night, then the Cowboys win the division. And Washington, of course, any win that they get, and it doesn't matter what the other two teams do, they win the division, and they go to the playoffs and host a home playoff berth. The other thing Washington did that I think changes the point spread stuff here, or it does in my mind, as much as Cowboy fans obviously want to now root for the Eagles and root against Jason Garrett, the offensive coordinator of the Giants. While Philadelphia has no reason to play hard here, to go for it here, to play any stars at all, certainly to play any standout players who are hurt, with the rookie Jalen Hurts being the only guy that hey, I'm playing, and I'm going to play hard, and I'm going to play to win, and maybe that's their best chance. Don't deny him that. Maybe that's the Cowboys' best chance. Don't deny Jalen Hurts a chance to develop by playing again and playing well. Washington is cleaning up a mess by saying goodbye to Dwayne Haskins. And this was a mess made by the owner, Daniel Snyder. He drafted, and I mean he drafted, the Ohio State quarterback Haskins with the 15th overall pick in the 2019 draft. That was not Jay Gruden's idea. That was not Bruce Allen's idea. That was not endorsed by anybody in the building except the owner. And the owner made that pick. And now he's paying for it. As Dwayne Haskins, who does not behave in a mature enough way to be a starting NFL quarterback. 1 week he gets his captaincy taken away. A few days later, he plays poorly in a must-win game, as he did last week against Carolina. And now he's released. And while that creates some sort of, from the outside anyway, kind of a unsettling situation in Washington, I wonder if it isn't actually the opposite. I wonder if it is settling. I wonder if it is calming. The locker room can finally go, okay, good. Now that that guy doesn't work, and we knew he wouldn't work. Now let's move on. I think Alex Smith will do everything he can to play in that game, and Alex Smith as a one-legged bus driver, it might be the best thing they got going. Just like, as I've argued, Zach Martin on one leg, both of them have calf issues, might be the best thing the Cowboys have going in their game too. We will talk about all this on this lovely in North Texas Tuesday morning on 105.3 The Fan, and we will visit you throughout the day here. Come get us on social media at Fish Sports on Facebook and on Twitter, and thank you for subscribing to what we do. Stay tuned here. More to come. Fish out.